Good morning. Please be seated. I am addressing you all here in the Patrick F. Adams Lecture Theatre, and also to those of you gathered in the Charter Hall, as well as those of you joining us online. Welcome to all of you. Honorable Deacon Mitchell, Prime Minister of Grenada, Senator the Honorable Claudette Joseph, Attorney General of Grenada, and Minister for Legal Affairs, Labor and Consumer Affairs, Senator the Honorable David Andrew, Minister for Education, Senator the Honorable Civil Francis, Parliamentary Secretary in the Ministry of Youth and Sports, Reverend Vonnie James, Pastor and Public Theologian, Grenada Baptist Association, Mr. Y. Hongtian, Ambassador of the People's Republic of China to Grenada, Mr. Victor Clark, Resident British Commissioner to Grenada, Ms. Frances Herrera, Principal Officer, Embassy of the United States of America and a spouse, Dr. Charles Mordecai, Chancellor, Dr. Gaurav Dayal, Chief Executive Officer of Medford Global Healthcare Education, Dr. Glenn Jacobs, Provost, Miss Ashley Lashley, UNICEF Youth Advocate, founder of Ashley Lashley Foundation, former Miss World Barbados and distinguished commencement speaker, Dr. Callum McPherson, Dean, School of Graduate Studies, Dr. Mark Clunes, Senior Associate Dean of Basic Sciences, Dr. Lucy Clunes, Dean of Students, Dr. Brendan Lagrenade, Vice Provost for Institutional Advancement, Dr. Ray Kaplan, Senior Associate Dean, School of Veterinary Medicine, Dr. Dolan Noel, Associate Dean, Clinical Studies, School of Medicine, Mr. Andrew Abraham, Principal, T.A. Mary Shaw Community College, Dr. Satish Badesi, Grand Marshal, faculty, staff, specially invited guests, parents, ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome. My name is Dr. Lucy Eugene, and I am the Dean of the School of Arts and Sciences. It is my privilege and a great pleasure to welcome all of you to the 2025 Commencement Ceremony. Today, degrees will be conferred on the classes of August and December 2024 and January and May 2025 in the School of Arts and Sciences, Graduate Studies, Medicine, and Veterinary Medicine. Please remember to switch your cellular phones off or to silent throughout the duration of the ceremony. At this time, I would ask that you please stand for the national anthem of Grenada, which will be sung by Thonia Mitchell, who is an alumna of St. George's University, holding a BSc degree in business management.
God bless our nation. Thank you.
Thank you, Tonya, for that wonderful rendition of Grenada's national anthem. Please remain standing for the invocation, which will be given by Reverend Vonnie James, a representative of the the Conference of Churches in Grenada.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Good morning, everyone. Let us pray. Indeed, God, we thank you for such a time like this. 3 men, 1 woman had a vision many years ago, resulted in 1976, the forming of the St. George's University School of Medicine. From that vision, God, from that water droplet, we've seen a reservoir of intellect, a reservoir of wisdom, a reservoir of global impact. And for this, we give you thanks. Lord, we thank you for our graduates who are here. We thank you for their hard work, despite the economic challenges, despite the sleepless nights, despite the thoughts of feeling unable to accomplish, you have seen them through. And we just celebrate your name. We thank you, Lord, for our professors and lecturers and assistants and all those academic, the faculty and those who work behind the scenes, steadfastly, continuously, devotedly working with our students from all across the world, not giving up. And today is a testament of the fruits that are being there. We thank you, Lord, for the administration of this university. Our Chancellor, our Vice Chancellor, our Provost, all those academic deans and all those staff and other people who make today's possible. But yet, God, when the vision came, it was the then government of Grenada who saw it and made it possible, legalizing it to making SGU a mainstay in Grenada, the Caribbean, and the global market. And for this, Lord, we say thank you. And now, Lord, as we abide and continue with this commencement, this graduation, as we call it locally, we ask, oh God, that you be with all those people who have a forward part to play in this commencement. We thank you for our speaker. We expect, oh God, that Youth Ambassador, Miss Ashley, will do us well, even as she speaks from her heart and bless our soul. And so, Lord, into your hands we commend this session now. Be with us. In this we pray, through Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen and amen.
Please be seated. Reverend James, thank you for your words of blessing and for being with us here today. Sitting behind me on the stage are the dais guests. In front are our dignitaries, faculty, staff, graduates, and their family and friends. Please allow me to introduce to you the dais party. Starting on this would be my left. Reverend Vonnie James, representative of the Conference of Churches in Grenada. Mr. Brendan Lagrenade, Vice Provost, Institutional Advancement. Dr. Callum McPherson, Dean, School of Graduate Studies. Dr. Charles R. Mordecai, Founding Chancellor. Miss Ashley Lashley, our distinguished commencement speaker, Dr. Glenn Jacobs, Provost, Dr. Mark Clunes, Senior Associate Dean of Basic Sciences in the School of Medicine, Dr. Dolan Noel, Associate Dean, Clinical Studies within the School of Medicine, Dr. Ray Kaplan, Senior Associate Dean within the School of Veterinary Medicine, Dr. Lucy Clunes, Dean of Students. It is now my pleasure to invite to the podium the Provost of St. George's University, Dr. Glenn Jacobs.
Good morning. On behalf of the administration of St. George's University, I would also like to formally welcome all of you here in Charter Hall and online. We have a terrific turnout to celebrate our graduates' achievement this year, with more than 1,500 persons here on campus and many more watching online. So I stand on the protocol having already been established. Thank you all for joining us here today to celebrate the achievements of this commencement class, which has graduates from each of the 4 schools here at St. George's University. We are honored to have Miss Ashley Lashley, our commencement speaker, alongside esteemed guests and faculty. Once again, a warm welcome to our Honorable Deacon Mitchell, Prime Minister of Grenada, Dr. Modica, our Chancellor, and Dr. Dayal, our CEO. I think we should give them another warm hand of applause. Anytime we have the Prime Minister with us is a big deal, so thank you very much. So today we celebrate the achievements of our diverse graduating class, reflecting the rich tapestry of St. George's University. I would like to thank the families, friends, faculty, and staff who have all played a key role in ensuring the success of today's graduates. The faculty and staff have played a vital role in providing our graduates with the academic and professional guidance to complete their various degrees. In recognition of their significant contributions, I now invite the faculty and staff present here today to please stand and be recognized. Thank you. Graduates, you are ambassadors of our institution, poised to shape the future. As you stand on the brink of this new chapter, remember that today marks the beginning, not the end of your journey. You are equipped with the tools to keep learning, growing, and adapting in our ever-changing world. Your qualifications will open doors, but it is your values that will guide you through the twists and turns ahead in your professional career. Today, we are reminded of the enduring and special bond that exists between St. George's University and the beautiful nation of Grenada. A partnership that began almost 50 years ago and has only grown stronger with time. This relationship is more than historical. It is a living, breathing collaboration rooted in mutual respect, shared goals, and a deep commitment to education, service, and progress. Many of you graduating here today will not only be the proud recipients of degrees conferred on this island, but also future contributors to Grenada's continued growth and prosperity. We are confident that your time here has equipped you with the knowledge, skills, and values necessary to make a meaningful impact. Not just to succeed on a personal level, but to uplift communities, inspire change, and help shape a brighter tomorrow for Grenada and beyond. As Nelson Mandela once said, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Today, you leave here armed with that power, ready to make a difference. I am sure that many of you are visiting our campus for the first time, which we are very great to have you here with us. You may have noticed a sign at the entrance to the campus, indicating that the campus is now known as the Chancellor Charles Modica Campus. The naming of this campus is in recognition of Dr. Modica, who was the great Dr. Modica, who was the great founding and present chancellor of this university. So, it is now my great pleasure to invite the founding chancellor of St. George's University, Dr. Charles R. Modica, to the podium. Thank you.
Good morning. How about great morning? And it truly is. It's a great honor to be here before you. As the founding chancellor, I recognize that you're looking at me like, who is this guy? How did his name get on the campus entrance? And it's because I was here many years ago, before probably all of you were born, just about. And so I'm kind of like the grandfather here, and that's okay. It's funny because I come here today recognizing, as always, when I have a graduation, that it's all about you. And I go back to the roots of the university, and I go back to the fact that as I stand here, every time we have one of these ceremonies, I recognize how many faculty have to be here. They're not required to be here, and they were introduced a while ago and they stood, but I want you to recognize they're here because they have a great love and admiration for you. And during the course, they had a lot of A's for you and sometimes a less than an A, but that's okay. I'm especially proud to be here today because our new CEO is here with us, Dr. Gaurav Dayal. I'd like to just ask him to stand really quickly. You know, when I interviewed him for his job, and I was the CEO for a long time, and then things have happened, but I'm still the chancellor, and it's the best job in the world because I get to come to these ceremonies and see you. I mean that. And he talked about the reputation that this school has established in the world and how he wants to continue that as being a leader in education, and also recognizing that not only is this a great institution for education and academics, but it's also a safe and peaceful place to study with people from all over the world coming together with the purpose of studying and not making problems for each other. And we've been doing that for I hate to say it, a half century. We're just ending our first half. Many of you will be here for the second half. I won't, but I got to tell you, it's been a great first half. I think the key thing for me to do today, and I know I'm looking at some of you and they're saying, hopefully it won't be much longer, because you want to get your degrees, but someone has to tell you how impressed they are, because we all are, that you were able to make it through. You had every reason not to be here today. Believe me, the people that weren't here or that couldn't make it or couldn't do what they did had a lot of reasons, including a pandemic, by the way, that affected all of you at various stages before you got here or while you were here. You had every reason not to be here. But like the many of the 25+ thousand graduates before you in all the different schools, you found a way to be here. And it's because you believed in yourselves and you cared about the future in your lives and knew that education would be an important part of it. And I want to say to you, on behalf of your loved ones that are here or online or wherever they are, who are proud of you, that you have no idea how good these people are. These young men and women, how good they are, the difference they will make in the world in the next 50 years, because they did it themselves. They had the stamina, the fortitude, the perseverance, and sometimes the good sense of humor when things went wrong to make it happen. And I want to tell you that I am so proud to be here and be part of this ceremony, being a small part of your lives. This is not just a milestone. A milestone is kind of a significant one-day event in life. Think of this as a culmination of everything you've done to be here today, and a recognition that you will make a difference for this nation and this university that, by the way, produces more doctors for the United States of America than any school in the world now. And yeah. And whatever discipline you're going into, it will be significant that you came from this university in Grenada and of Grenada. And with that, I want to tell you from the bottom of my heart, I'm just so proud of all of you, and I know everyone here joining us is too. They have no idea how good you are. And I'm especially proud that our Prime Minister took time to want to be here today, too. Deacon Mitchell, I'd like him to come up and say a few words if he could. Yeah. He's not on the program, but I get to do that once in a while. I'm still Chancellor.
Good morning, everyone. I'm smiling because I'm nervous. And I'm sure if you have the program, you'd see I was not supposed to be speaking. And on the way in, Dr. Monica indicated he would ask me to say a few words. So I'll start by a confession. I'd actually declined the invitation to attend this commencement ceremony. I know, right? But life has a way of making sure you make the right choice. And your presence here to the graduates is an indication that life has ensured that you've made the right choice, and perhaps a series of choices. So congratulations to the choices that you have chosen for yourself. Congratulations on your happy day. Congratulations on your great day. And I think there is no better example than Dr. Monica, who can demonstrate to you that if you think beyond, you can achieve incredible results, not just for yourself, but for, in SGU's case, perhaps hundreds of thousands of people globally. And so I hope you take his example. It's 48 years, am I correct? 49. 49 years later of what, as Pastor Vonnie said, a droplet, or of how a droplet can become a reservoir of success. And so I'm happy that I got the opportunity to be here at your commencement ceremony. I was reflecting on the fact that I perhaps dishonored my parents by not attending my commencement ceremony at the University of the West Indies, and I'm happy that I got the chance to relive a moment that I myself did not experience. So congratulations again, and please enjoy the day.
Because the Prime Minister wasn't on the script, I was just told I should thank him. Might as well tell it like it is here, the stage presence. But it means a lot to me. I am proud to be old. The university's older than the Prime Minister, so we finally managed to do something here. We're part of history here. It meant a lot to me that you would address these young men and women today. And when I say that this is a special nation, I was a lucky guy in life, believe me. This was a vision and everything else. They talk about that almost 50 years ago when I conceived the whole idea, right after you got independence. I have to say that the beauty of Grenada, sometimes we don't recognize things that are right in front of us. The beauty of this country is that it's a peaceful nation. It's a peaceful nation. So I always reflect in the last 49 years. You had to check with me, thought it might be 48. It's 49. And, but again, the future is your years. And thank you, Mr. Prime Minister, for being here. It meant a lot to me and to all of these young men and women here. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, Prime Minister Mitchell, and thank you also, Chancellor Modica. Chancellor Modica, we are, of course, indebted to your vision of almost half a century ago when you started this university, and for your continued guidance as we develop further into a university with an increasing global reputation. We are indeed inspired by your leadership and your continued active participation in the development of new programs and new initiatives for the university. We have arrived at where we are at today in large part to your enthusiasm and your leadership skills and your love for the peoples and, of course, the country of Grenada. So thank you very much, Chancellor Modica. I will now introduce our distinguished commencement speaker, Ms. Ashley Lashley, to the podium. Our commencement speaker for 2025 is Ashley Lashley. Ashley was born and grew up in Barbados, attending a number of schools, but graduated from high school at the Garrison Secondary School and the Lodge School. She received a full scholarship to study medicine, but she switched paths after a year, appreciating that this was not the career that she wanted to pursue. She is currently completing a Bachelor of Science degree in Global Sustainable Development from Plymouth University in the UK, which she hopes to complete in December. Ashley was crowned Miss World Barbados in 2018 and as part of a two-year tenure in this role, she visited China, Europe, and Canada, meeting many influential leaders and gaining a global perspective. In 2020, she founded the Healthy and Environment-Friendly Youth Campaign, known by its acronym, the HEY campaign, as well as having founded the Ashley Lashley Foundation. The latter foundation aims to empower young people through mentorship, grants, and capacity building. The Ashley Lashley Foundation has over 500 members today and is one of the leading NGOs across the Caribbean for empowering young people. Ashley is an action doer and a change maker, a UNICEF Youth Advocate, CARICOM Youth Ambassador. She has dedicated her life to tackling social and environmental challenges. She has transformed advocacy into tangible impacts. Ashley has addressed a wide range of forums, including the United Nations General Assembly, Forbes, and the BBC, amplifying youth voices on climate and health. Ashley founded as well the Small Island Developing States Global Children and Youth Action Summit and co-organized this summit given her role, as the CARICOM Youth Ambassador. Ashley founded the first CARICOM badge for Brownies and Girl Guides, a groundbreaking initiative that promotes Caribbean citizenship cultural appreciation, and youth advocacy. Whether leading the Barbados Youth Climate Action Summit, supporting the SIDS communities, or empowering young girls throughout the CARICOM badge, or through the CARICOM badge, Ashley's mission is clear. No obstacle is greater than the cause. Her leadership is not just inspiring, it is transformative, proving that young leaders can reshape the world with action, purpose, and relentless dedication. We are delighted that Ashley is with us here today. Please join me in welcoming to the podium our commencement speaker for 2025, Miss Ashley Lashley.
Oh, wow. Let me first start by acknowledging the Honorable Dickon Mitchell, Prime Minister of Grenada, Senator the Honorable Claudette Joseph, Attorney General of Grenada, and Minister of Legal Affairs, Labor and Consumer Affairs, Senator the Honorable David Andrew, Minister of Education, Senator the Honorable Sivelle Francis, Parliamentary Secretary in the Ministry of Youth and Sports, Dr. Charles Modica, Chancellor, Excellencies, distinguished guests, faculty, staff, ladies and gentlemen, and of course you, the graduates here today, good morning. Before I get into my remarks today, I must say how you graduates look amazing. The girls have their faces beat, the boys look handsome. Congratulations to you. And for me, as you heard, today is certainly, for you and for me, a day of joy, a day of pride, and of course, one of reflection. Let me first start by also continuing to extend my sincerest congratulations to you. The lady that performed the national anthem of Grenada, you did a phenomenal job. Congratulations. And I'm sure after years of many sleepless nights, clinicals, exams, and sacrifices, that you and only you and your loved ones truly understand that you stand here today as the future of global innovation, the leaders, the healers, and the change makers, but most importantly, the hope. But I'm not only here to really celebrate you, to be honest. I want to mention a Swahili saying that goes, Niko hapa kuwacha sea, and that means I am here to challenge you, to convince you of what it truly means to care, of what it means to be human, of what it means to use this privilege of this education, not just for prestige, but for purpose. And as the Provost mentioned, Nelson Mandela once said, that education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. And while education shapes minds, and I respect that, I also want to say that I believe above anything else that compassion transforms hearts, and it's true compassion that I truly believe that we can change the world. In a time that we're seeing, and in these times where empathy is scarce, this remains the most powerful force for a lasting impact. So I want to take you back to my journey, to a little girl who many believe wouldn't make it. I was raised in what you would call a ghetto, marginalized, and stigmatized community in Barbados called Halls Road, St. Michael, where potential was often dismissed before it was even discovered. I went, as you heard, to 3 secondary schools. Persons say that that's often a lot, not because I was exceptional, but because persons thought that I was a problem. I got into fights, I taught back, I was labeled as rude, I was underestimated not just by words, but by the way people look at me. They saw failure in me. But somehow, I kept trying. And there's another Swahili saying that goes, Nendio, that means yes to life, yes to effort, yes to opportunity. I tried every single thing without saying no. And eventually, I got offered a full scholarship to pursue medicine. But at the age of 17, I recognized and realized that everything that is granted to you isn't always meant for you. I was lost. I still didn't know who I was. I didn't feel passion. I didn't understand purpose. But I kept searching. And today, I am leading, as you heard in my bio, one of the Caribbean's most impactful non-governmental organizations, the Ashley Lashley Foundation, which is currently across 40 countries. We empower young people to lead on climate and health justice. I've sat across and in the same rooms as world leaders, but none of that, to be honest, came easy. None of it was written in my stars. It was written indeed in my struggle. And as I continue to stand before you here today, I remember listening to Dr. Martin Luther King, who said during his I Have a Dream speech, out of a mountain of despair, a stone of hope. And with that, I walked in at 18 years old to UNICEF office with nothing but a dream. No formal backing, no real roadmap, but a fire in my soul to solve problems that I couldn't ignore. And from that came the creation of the Schools Against Non-Communicable Diseases. And from that fire came the global, healthy, and environmentally friendly new campaign. And from that fire came a new purpose. Because, my friends, your journey will never be a straight path. And I could say that to you as a 25-year-old standing before you today. And I'm sure I haven't seen many of the challenges that I'm about to face. And your degree will never define your destiny. In fact, my father once told me that you do not need a degree to be successful, but what you do need is courage, compassion, and a refusal to look away when others are suffering. And there's another Swahili proverb that goes, Tenda wema nenda zadu, do good and go your way. So here we are surrounded by graduates from every continent. Some will serve in hospitals, some will serve in communities, but all of you are now custodians of something sacred, the ability to heal. So I must ask you, what will you do with it? And as Luke chapter 12 verses 8 says, to whom much is given, much is expected. You have been equipped with tools for analysis, tools to care, to innovate, to lead, and to create change. But alongside those tools, who will guide you and what will guide you? Will it be empathy? Will it be justice? Will you lead with compassion? Will you serve the vulnerable with the same dignity as the powerful? Will you see the single mother who works 2 jobs to keep her children fed? The young man who never finished school but dreams of more? The elderly woman in your neighborhood who once nurtured a community but now can't afford her medication or a warm meal? Across the Caribbean and indeed the world, we are grappling with growing inequalities. Our populations are aging, our youth continues to seek opportunities, and many are still left in the margins. The grandmother who once walked miles to feed her family now struggles with arthritis and insulation. The grandfather who led the foundations of our communities now battle with chronic illness, often alone, and still, for many, access to safety, access to education, access to opportunities, even dignity still remains in 2025 a luxury. And I want that to sit with you because umujani ni nguvu, oteno odio. Unity is strength, division is weakness. But we cannot call ourselves just societies if we ignore the needs of the people who built them in the first place. If our progress leaves behind the most vulnerable, it is not progress at all. It is what I call a facade. No matter your degree, your job title, your country. You are now part of a generation that must rise to rewrite that story. You must not only be professionals, you must be advocates, because still too many lives are lost, not because the problem is unsolvable, but because justice has not yet been made real. Too many people are dying, not because of their illness is incurable, but because care has been made privilege for a chosen few. Medicine cannot continue to be sold to its highest bidder. The Hippocratic oath, first do no harm, is not just about you, but it's about upholding your duty. It's about all of us building systems that uphold dignity. And too many of our systems are failing. Access to health care must be universal. We must stop pretending that a child's life in Manhattan is worth more than a child's life in Georgetown or Port-au-Prince or Lagos or Bridgetown or Castries or even St. George's. I call upon you, the graduates, to question the system. Question the pharmaceutical companies that prices drugs out of the hands of the poor. Question the leaders who underfund hospitals but overfund weapons. Question governments in the Caribbean that still treat health care like charity and not a human right. Because your service delayed is service denied. And inaction is not neutrality, it is complicity. Now I want to bring your attention to a tragedy that not only shook Guyana, but shook the entire Caribbean region, and it sparked fire within the hearts of our people. The death of 11-year-old Adriana Young. Adriana was more than a child. She was a promise, a future, a dream. Her life was cut short in a way that brought shock, pain, and disbelief. But what followed this tragedy really revealed the strength and spirit of the Guyanese people, and by extension, all Caribbean people. The public outcry that arose was not just about grief. It was about justice. People from every corner of Guyana, from the villages to the cities, stood up. They marched, they spoke out, they demanded accountability, and even burned down places. They demanded answers. This fire ignited in the Guyanese people, for me, it's truly inspiring. You know why? Because Dr. Martin Luther King said again, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. It shows the power of collective voice, the power of refusal to let injustice be ignored or forgotten. And when we talk about justice, have we really asked ourselves, what really is it? Is it merely punishment handed down? Is it a court ruling or policy change? Or is it something deeper, something that transforms the very fabric of our societies? Justice means a world where children like Adriana can live without fear, where families don't have to worry about safety and neglect. Because if it was your child, what would you have done? And what would you want others to do? The systems that designed to protect us truly needs to do so without bias and without failure. The fire in Guyana is a call for all of us, especially as young emerging leaders, to demand this justice and to make justice a reality, not just a concept. Graduates, the journey ahead for sure, as I mentioned, is not going to be easy. We are facing intersecting crises, climate change that worsens food insecurity, health systems struggling with rising costs of medicine, the looming threat of antimicrobial resistance that could undermine everything in which we built. We are facing a world in crisis. The intersection of climate and health is no longer a theory, it is a reality. And if you truly want to be architects of your future, You must understand these truths. You must understand that a child getting asthma in a low-income community next to an oil refinery is not just a coincidence, it is a crisis. You must understand that a flood wiping out clinics in rural islands like many small island developing states is not just bad luck, but that's climate injustice. Health and the planet are connected. The battle for both begins with you. And I know that many of you carry something unspoken with you, the voice, that gone-in feeling that maybe you aren't enough, that maybe you're leading by mistake, and that maybe persons are not letting you in, that you're pretending that one day someone will finally say to you what you fear most. You don't belong here. And that's a cruel shadow of imposter syndrome. But let me tell you this, not gently, but boldly. You do belong in every single room. You earned every step, for sure, every seat, every second in this room, and no one, no system, no glance, no silence can certainly take that away from you. Your story is not just a side note, but it is your superpower. Your pain, it is shaped by your purpose. Maya Angelou said, you may encounter many defeats, but you must not be defeated. Your background, that is not your setback, but that is your foundation, that is your fire. Because who's better to heal the world back than those who felt it burn? Who's better to fight for the vulnerable than those who were once felt unseen? You are not here by chance. You are here because the world needs you. All of you. Your voice, your vision, your truth. Osika the tamaa. Do not lose hope. So silence that doubt and speak. Stand, serve, because your story isn't just valid, it is vital. So today, in closing, as you turn your tassel and walk across this stage, I ask you to carry something more than just your degree. Carry your humanity. Carry the stories of your people, the struggle of your communities that you came from, the dreams of those who've never had or will never have this opportunity. Don't become so trained in diagnosis that you forget to look someone in the eye. Don't become so consumed with your charts that you forget the beating hearts behind them. Don't become so impressed by your title that you forget the title that matters most, human. Because in the end, your legacy will not be written in textbooks. It will be written in the lives you touch, the child who lives because you show up, the grandmother who smiles because you listened, the animals who heal because you care, the vulnerable who are finally felt seen because you refuse to look away. St. George's University graduating class of 2025, the world needs more than just smart graduates or academic professionals. It needs bold ones, compassionate ones, radical ones, human ones. And as Barack Obama once said, the future belongs to young people with an education and the imagination to create. So go and be just that. And I want to leave you with one final quote that I live by, something that my dad told me and I carry on straight throughout this day through every challenge. Let no obstacle be greater than the cause. And I say finally, asateni sana Hungary reni nonsensaho ulimin wenyu ona weni tajai. I know it was a lot, but that means thank you, congratulations, and never forget the world needs you.
Thank you, Ashley. I'm just grateful I don't have to give a speech following that one. Truly I am. And I think I can say without reservation that our graduating class is inspired by your message, your energy and the leadership that you have shown, and that they will take inspiration at the abundance of career opportunities that you have mentioned. We are again delighted and privileged to have had you here with us today. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give her one more round of applause. And it is now my pleasure to introduce the valedictorian for the School of Arts and Sciences for 2025, Ms. Shawnica Batiste. Shawnica was born in Grenville, where her parents instilled in her and her siblings that they should never settle for average and must take full responsibility for crafting their value in life through dedicated diligence. These lessons carried Shawnica throughout her early academic years while attending St. Joseph's Convent, Grenville, and she subsequently graduated with 8 1s and 2 distinctions, earning the EU Buckmeyer Award for Excellence. She then attended the T.A. Marishaw Community College, and then returned to her alma mater, St. Joseph's Convent in Grenville, where she has taught for 2 years before moving to teach at the Island Montessori School, where she has worked for the past 5 years. She matriculated into our BSc in biology in 2022, and she graduates here today with the perfect 4.0 GPA. In her spare time, Shawnica enjoys sewing, learning new languages, and gardening. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me also in welcoming our valedictorian for the School of Arts and Sciences, Shawnica Batiste.
Good morning, everyone. I stand on the protocol already established. I warmly greet distinguished guests, administrators, faculty, graduates, family, and friends. Today, it is an incredible honor to address my fellow graduates as we celebrate this tremendous milestone. Life is a journey, not a race. This is a quote that has carried me throughout my life. What I've learned so far is that life has many uncertainties. I wasn't sure I would be given a valedictory speech, but here I am. And that's just life. It doesn't give us sureties, but it presents us with opportunities. Opportunities to act and to make choices, to take full responsibility of our given time. Leaping forward into a new venture may seem scary, and sometimes it can even be daunting. But guess what? Once you've faced those challenges head-on, conquer them, you will look back and gain an appreciation of what you've accomplished so far in your journey. Throughout my journey, I have learned 3 significant lessons that I feel compelled to share with you today. Firstly, embrace life's unexpected directions. Secondly, recognize the power of the present moment. The time to act is always now. Thirdly, we must recognize that the bonds we create with others can provide a foundation for us to move forward. During my youth, I had a vague idea of my life's path. It wasn't clear to me as to what I truly wanted for myself, as I'm sure many of us can relate. I knew I had a keen interest in science and a curiosity about how life worked, but I needed time to come to terms with myself as an individual. As I left college, I was still indecisive. So, like everyone else, I decided to enter the workforce, and I became a science teacher. After 2 years of teaching at St. Joseph's Convent, Grenville, I wanted a change in my life. So I took a leap of faith and moved to St. George's, where I started teaching at the Island Montessori School. One day, I had to create a lesson plan on the history of pasteurization, how Louis Pasteur conducted experiments to determine why wine and milk spoiled. Because of his discovery, it led to changes in sanitization practices in surgery. I was fascinated by how seemingly this unrelated field had changed how surgery was performed. And from that moment, I knew exactly what I wanted to do and applied straight to SGU. Now, why do I tell this story? You see, if I had never taught as a teacher, I would have never realized what career I wanted to pursue. Often, our journeys will deviate onto paths we never imagined. But as Steve Jobs wisely said, and I quote, "You can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect the dots looking backwards. Trust the process even when the destination is unclear." End quote. And this, I can say with certainty, has held true in my own life. When a decision is made to take control of one's life, fear cripples you from acting. What if I mess this up? Do I have time? What if, followed by some negative outcome, creating a labyrinth of fear. But the only way out of the labyrinth is to act now. Of course, it would be difficult. And this became especially clear when I decided to work and study simultaneously. My life transformed into a never-ending spiral of challenges, demanding that I make the most time of every single moment. Any moment that I could scavenge to study, I did it. While waiting on the bus, while eating food, while having tears in my eyes. I studied. I remember the days when I got up, went to work, taught a lesson, dashed to class, ran back to work, and did it all over again. And this was my life for the past 3.5 years. Just a month ago, one of my students asked me what I had planned for the Easter break. And I told her all I would do was study. She then looked at me with a sad face and said, "Miss, you don't have a life." And as funny as it was to me, it was so true. My life had become a cycle of studying, tackling assignments, facing exams, and working. But I persisted because the only certainty that I had was the present moment. So as we navigate the inevitable changes that life throws at us, the lesson remains clear. Just get up and do it now. What also got me through those stressful times was the connections I made with my fellow classmates along the way. Despite the challenges we faced, we were often supported and strengthened by our shared experiences. The bonds we created through student organizations and social events lightened the load of our journey. We made it with the help of our professors. They encouraged and guided us to succeed. Our family also acted as anchors, keeping us grounded, pushing us to keep moving forward. They would be a shoulder to cry on, our counselors, and our biggest cheerleaders. Without the support of my parents and family, I would not have been able to keep the drive and determination to succeed. As I look around the room, I think it's fair to say that each one of us has our own unique experiences of the time spent at SGU. But the one thing we all shared in common, we acted, we showed up, we powered through, and we leaned on each other to carry us through. We made it. And as we look towards the future, our lives will continue to weave into different unexpected paths. Just trust the journey. Trust is a necessary step towards your goals. When I look back on my journey, I am proud that I chose to walk this path. Cheers to the class of 2025. We did it.
Thank you, Shonika, for that wonderful and inspiring speech. It is now my pleasure to invite to the podium the Dean of the School of Graduate Studies, Dr. Callum McPherson.
Thank you, Dean Eugene. Good morning. It is now my pleasure to introduce the class speaker for the School of Graduate Studies for 2025, Miss Candice Benjamin. Candice was selected from all the graduands of the various graduate degree programs here at St. George's University, who completed her degree with a perfect 4.0. Candice was selected not only because of her scholastic achievements, but also her contributions to the university and the wider community. Candice hails from Westerhall here in Grenada, and after completing her secondary school at St. Joseph's Convent, St. George's, she matriculated into St. George's University's Bachelor of Science degree in Information Technology. After a year, recognizing that this wasn't the career degree that she wanted or needed to pursue her dreams, she started over and matriculated into a Bachelor of Science degree in Life Sciences, which she completed in 2013. And then shortly afterwards, she joined the university's team as a laboratory technician in the Department of Biochemistry in the School of Medicine. And she has risen today to the rank of Demonstrator Level 4, and she is the Course Director of General Chemistry 1 and the Co-Course Director of the Biochemistry Lab. And I believe she assists willingly in many other labs. In recognition of our outstanding teaching skills, her knowledge, the students voted her the award of the Outstanding Teacher Award in 2023 and the Award of Excellence in 2024. Appreciating that she wanted to grow professionally, in 2023, she matriculated into our Master of Education degree program, and she graduates here today with a perfect 4.0 in that degree. Candice freely admits she has very little spare time, but when she does, she enjoys playing tennis and swimming. She is joined here today by her mother and her brother, and she hopes that they only found out that she was our class speaker when they got the program in here today. We're very proud of the accomplishments of our class speaker for the School of Graduate Studies, so please welcome the class speaker for the School of Graduate Studies for 2025, Miss Candice Benjamin.
Good morning. I stand on protocol having already been established. Distinguished guests, esteemed faculty and staff, proud family members, and fellow graduates, good morning. It is both an honor and a profound privilege to stand before you as the class speaker representing all of the graduates who graduate here today from various schools and degree programs. Today, we celebrate not just individual achievements, but a collective triumph, a journey made possible by the countless hands and hearts that lifted us along the way. Each of us arrived here today with a different story. Some of us came back to school after building careers. Some of us balanced full-time jobs, families, late nights with research papers, and endless revisions. Some of us moved across the world to be here. But no matter how different our paths, we share this in common. We dared to believe that what we could become was worth everything it took to be here. As Helen Keller wisely said, alone we can do so little. Together we can do so much. Today, that truth is vividly alive among us. My journey here at SGU began over 15 years ago. Like Dr. McPherson said, when I first enrolled, I was a student in the Information Technology undergraduate program. I was bright-eyed, curious, and eager. Yet somewhere along the way, my path began to shift. I found myself being drawn more towards the sciences and eventually made the decision to pivot, starting over from the foundation courses. It wasn't easy, as starting over rarely is. But looking back now, I realize it was one of the most important lessons in my life, that growth requires the courage to change direction, the humility to start fresh, and the resilience to persist even when the way forward is unclear. My story, like so many of yours, is not one written alone. I am the product of countless moments of encouragement, sacrifice, and love, shaped by the resilience of my mother, the steadfast support and occasional taunting of my brother, and the enduring spirit of my late father, whose passing 20 years ago forever changed the course of my life. His absence taught me a lesson that I could have never learned from a textbook, that life will demand that we pivot, sometimes by choice, sometimes by necessity, and that real strength lies in the willingness to adapt, to endure, to rise, and above all, to summon the courage to keep moving forward. Education, like life, demands that same spirit. It asks us not only to learn, but to unlearn, not only to question, but not only to answer, but to question, not only to excel, but to transform. Enrolling in the Master of Education program challenged me in ways I did not anticipate. It reshaped how I teach, how I lead, and how I envision the future of education itself. Along the way, I found not just classmates, but allies, visionaries who believe, as John Dewey once said, that education is not preparation for life. Education is life itself. And so, standing here today, after years of growth, setbacks, and new beginnings, this moment feels even more profound. SGU has been more than a university to me. It has been my home, a place where ambitions were tested, where dreams were refined, and where resilience was forged. Today, it is one of my greatest honors to see some of my own students graduating alongside me. Witnessing your journey, witnessing your growth has been among the most meaningful and rewarding experiences of my professional journey. You are living proof that education is not just about filling vessels, but about lighting fires of possibility. As we step forward into a world that is uncertain, complex, and in need of leadership, we are entrusted with more than our personal achievements. We carry a responsibility to lead with wisdom, to serve with humility, and to build with courage. As Maya Angelou reminds us, do the best you can until you know better. Then, when you know better, do better. And so, critical thinking must be our obligation. Resilience must be our daily practice. Collaboration must be our instinct. We have been prepared not just to succeed in a world as it is, but to envision and help create the world as it ought to be. Before I close, I offer my deepest gratitude to my colleagues who showed me that excellence is always a shared endeavor, to my instructors who challenged me to think more deeply, to act more boldly, and to teach with greater compassion, to my friends whose encouragement turned my fear into fuel, and to my family whose unwavering love and belief in me made every step of this journey possible. This achievement is not mine alone, it is ours, woven from countless acts of kindness, sacrifice, and belief. Class of 2025, we did not arrive here by chance. We are here because we chose not to give up, because we believed, and when belief wavered, we endured. The future is not a distant horizon waiting to be discovered. It is a canvas that we are already painting. moment by moment, decision by decision. So let us go forward with courage. Let us lead with vision. And let us never forget that in every space we enter, we carry the power to ignite new possibilities. Congratulations, class of 2025, and thank you, SGU, for believing in each of us long before we fully believed in ourselves.
Thank you, Candice, for your inclusive and inspiring speech. We are now at that part of the ceremony where we will confer degrees on our graduates present at today's commencement ceremony. We will begin with those graduating here today from the School of Arts and Sciences. Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Science please stand? Chancellor Modica, these candidates have completed all requirements as directed by their faculty, and the faculty has certified them as being eligible for the Bachelor of Science. It is my pleasure to present them to you for conferral of their degree.
Thank you. Thank you, Dean. Wow. We've had a lot of inspiring words from our speakers, and I've got to tell you, the themes were good ones, weren't they? Meaningful. So it's my pleasant duty, and it is with the greatest admiration and utmost respect that I, Charles Modica, Chancellor of St. George's University, by virtue of the authority vested in me pursuant to the Grenada Act of Parliament of 1976 as amended, upon recommendation of the faculty and deans of the School of Undergraduate Studies, do hereby confer upon the members of this graduating class the degree of Bachelor of Science. Congratulations.
Thank you, Chancellor Modica. Please be seated. I now invite the undergraduate class to receive their diplomas. A number of undergraduates here today have been bestowed with honor cords. These honors include cum laude, magna cum laude, or summa cum laude status. Additionally, the colored cords represent the students' active membership in the undergraduate student organizations and symbolize their involvement in terms of their contribution to the Grenada as well as the university. The recognition of these graduates received today marks only the beginning of a lifetime filled with leadership, professionalism, as well as a commitment to others. At this time, I now invite the Bachelor of Science graduates from the Department of Business and Management Studies to the stage. Please hand your name card to Dr. Helen Bowler-Paul, Associate Professor of the Department of Business and Management Studies. As your name is called, please walk across the stage to the Chancellor, who will present you with your diploma. At this time, I also ask the guests not to interrupt the ceremony by standing to take pictures. So we will begin with the undergraduate class in the area of Business and Management Studies. You're not quite sure which degree you did? All of the graduates in the Business and Management Studies program. All right, excuse me. As you process across the stage, as Dean, I will shake your hands individually and then invite you to take a photo with the Chancellor and myself.
Tonya Mitchell, Management, cum laude. Kunta Kinte Andel, International Business, cum laude. Donald Charles, Management. Carisha John, International Business and Management, cum laude. Maya Church, Tourism and Hospitality Management. Tarina Alexander, Management and Tourism and Hospitality Management. Alanda Joseph, International Business, cum laude. Miracle Hector, Accounting and International Business, magna cum laude. Samantha Batik, Accounting and Finance. Vashti Gibson, Management. Telma Superville, Management. Joanne Phillip, Tourism and Hospitality Management and Management, magna cum laude. Akira Redhead, Accounting and Management. Rihanna Checkley, International Business. Alyssa Aki, International Business, cum laude. Makasi Doughton, International Business. Jalon Mitchell, Management, cum laude. Mandisa Cummins, International Business and Accounting, cum laude. Adrian Panchu, Management, cum laude. Jermaine Lacret, International Business, magna cum laude. Marcellus Noriega, International Business, summa cum laude. Cindy Telesford Jules, International Business. Simone Alexander, Accounting. Janelle DiCoto, International Business. Najla Woodruff, International Business, summa cum laude. Makeda Oliver, International Business. Michaela McIntosh, Accounting. Sophia Giannani Fantuzzi, Tourism and Hospitality Management. Douglas Brathwaite, International Business. Shiva Maturin, International Business. Renee Benjamin Gibbs, International Business. Shinola Benjamin, Management. Shanika Gurley, International Business. Candika Thompson, Accounting, magna cum laude. Kadeen Phillip, International Business. Chris Brathwaite, Accounting and Finance, cum laude. Danique Harry, Accounting, magna cum laude. Ronell Frederick, Accounting and Finance. Neilon Franklin, International Business, cum laude. Barry Nixon, International Business. Carlene Peters, International Business, cum laude. Donis Francis, Tourism and Hospitality Management and Management, magna cum laude. Shade Samuel, Management and Accounting. Chloe Charles, Management, magna cum laude. Chloe Qualis, Management, cum laude. Nia Shivani, Management, magna cum laude.
I now invite the Bachelor of Science graduates from the Department of Computers and Technology to the stage. Please hand your name card to Dr. Bola Paul, Associate Professor of the Department of Business and Management Studies, after which, of course, you process across the stage.
Tyler Bonaparte, magna cum laude. Brenton Fleming. Jade Romaine, magna cum laude. Hakim Charles, magna cum laude. Kenny Forrester, cum laude. Nicole Phillip. Kenisha Stephen, magna cum laude. Kelsey Murray. Keon Wellington, cum laude. Jose Boxu Gamboa. Dejon James Sylvester. Kadina Simon. Dexter Roberts, cum laude. Keisha Noel, cum laude. Cody Thomas, summa cum laude. Anil Filbert, magna cum laude. Ashley Herman.
I now invite the Bachelor of Science graduates from the Department of Humanities and Social Sciences, followed by the graduates from the Department of Biology, Ecology, and Conservation to the stage. Please hand your name card to Dr. Christoph Martin, Chair and Professor of the Department of Biology, Ecology, and Conservation, and then, of course, process across the stage. So the Departments of Humanities and Social Sciences, followed by the Department of Biology, Ecology, and Conservation.
Kamisha Antoine, Psychology. Adalia Donald, Psychology, cum laude. Serena Henke, Psychology, cum laude. Shelby Edwards, Psychology. Jody Josh Thomas, Psychology. Allison Harris, Sociology. Dion Ligard, Psychology, cum laude. Tawana Semple, Psychology, summa cum laude. Jerisa Douglas, Psychology, magna cum laude. Rachel Phillips, Psychology, magna cum laude. Kishonda Nelson, Psychology, cum laude. Christine Jawahir, Biology, magna cum laude. Carlin Harford, Biology. Selena Benjamin, Biology. Cameron Williams, Biology, cum laude. Zedan Hopkin, Biology. Ariana Young, Biology, cum laude. Samantha Hopwood, Marine, Wildlife, and Conservation Biology. Trisha Christopher, Marine, Wildlife, and Conservation Biology, cum laude. Ebony Sylvester, Marine, Wildlife, and Conservation Biology. Dara James, Marine, Wildlife, and Conservation Biology. Ramon Newton, Marine, Wildlife, and Conservation Biology. Vivian Andel, Marine, Wildlife, and Conservation Biology, summa cum laude. Tylen Joseph, Marine, Wildlife, and Conservation Biology. Leonel Mark, Biology, cum laude. Edward Kavanaugh, Marine, Wildlife, and Conservation Biology. Lisa Tanaka, Marine, Wildlife, and Conservation Biology, summa cum laude. Rashim Abraham, Biology. Colette Walker, Biology, summa cum laude. Celine Radix, Biology. Sade Langdon, Biology. Chanel Regis, Biology. Jada Eli, Biology. Desire Joseph, Biology, summa cum laude. Shanika Baptiste, Biology, summa cum laude. Nakeshi Andel, Biology, summa cum laude.
now invite the BSc graduates with the degree of Preclinical Sciences, followed by the graduates with a BSc degree in Pre-Veterinary Foundation to Veterinary Medicine to the stage. So Preclinical Sciences, followed by those in the Pre-Veterinary Foundation to Veterinary Medicine to the stage. Please hand your name card to Dr. Rachel George St. Bernard, Director of the Preclinical Sciences Program. And as before, when your name is called, you just process across the stage.
Ola Olua Bemelike Adeoti, summa cum laude. Angela Olua Ogunbanjo, magna cum laude. Oluwakemi Adeniran, magna cum laude. Vittorio Ani, magna cum laude. Chioma Umioji, summa cum laude. Olua Yanmife Ade Ogunlola, magna cum laude. Simone Joseph, magna cum laude. Ananya Gupta Chara, magna cum laude. Catherine Venkatagiri, cum laude. Soumya Bhaskaran. Prachi Telkar. Panrada Lapcharo Entavi, cum laude. Abhinaya Kumar. Mahen Urbano Ijadar, summa cum laude. Seema Patel, summa cum laude. Maya Julian, magna cum laude. Paige Passad. Braden Ferguson, magna cum laude. Chad Baker, magna cum laude. Michaela Francis, magna cum laude. Nia Banfield, magna cum laude. Susan Munyandi. Lisa Eberhardt, summa cum laude.
I now invite the graduates of the Bachelor of Science in Nursing and Allied Health Sciences to the stage. Please hand your name card to Nurse Gemma Cornwall, Chair and Director of the Department of Nursing and Allied Health Sciences. As your name is called, please walk across the stage to the Chancellor, who will present you with your diploma.
Nadine Augustine, nursing. Camille Charles, summa cum laude. Cortisha Charles, nursing. Charmaine Simon, nursing. Lily Solomon, nursing. Dominique Campbell, nursing. Demisha McIntosh, cum laude. Shanna Caton, magna cum laude. Nadisha Frederick, nursing. Nalisha Jeremiah, nursing. Cameron Barry Derricks, cum laude. Kashida Julian, nursing. Fiona Jeremiah, nursing. Irina Felix, nursing. Donalyn Chance, nursing. Richard Mitchell, nursing. Kaylin Andrew, summa cum laude. Cardi Henry, magna cum laude. Deborah Charles, cum laude. Nicola Thomas, nursing. Zaria Weeks, nursing. Brittany Williams, nursing. Tridell Steele, nursing. Marlene Edwards, nursing. Nicole Gabriel, nursing. Sabrina Smith, nursing. Erilyn Alexander, nursing. Jan Filbert, nursing. Marilyn Martino, nursing. Carshell Roberts, nursing. Rita Herbert, nursing. Chanel Sylvester, magna cum laude. Belver Caliste, nursing. Maya Philip, cum laude. Taisha Barrington, magna cum laude. Karima Matthew, nursing. Latonia Joseph, cum laude. Luana Joseph, cum laude. Rihanna Patrick, summa cum laude. Ezrana Thomas, magna cum laude. Siobhan McQuilkin, nursing. Nazar Devenish, summa cum laude. Olua Sheme Lori Abe, cum laude, nursing.
I now call Nurse Cornwall to the stage to lead the recital of the nursing pledge.
Yes. I now ask all the graduates of the Bachelor of Science in Nursing and any other nurses in the audience to please stand and recite the Nightingale Pledge together. In full acknowledgement of the obligations I'm undertaking, I promise to care for the sick with all the skills and understanding I possess, without regard to race, creed, color, politics, or social status, sparing no effort to conserve life, to alleviate suffering, and to promote health. I will respect at all times the dignity and the religious beliefs of the patients under my care, holding in confidence all personal information entrusted to me, and refraining from any action that might endanger life or health. Of the health team. You have a different one. Very good, because you have a different copy than I have, but you said the pledge. So we pledge to honor the International Code of Nursing Ethics and to uphold the integrity of the professional nurse. Welcome to the nursing profession. Congratulations. Wonderful.
All graduates of the undergraduate class, please stand. All graduates. This is a very proud moment for you. And at this time, I ask that you turn your tassels to the left side of your cap. Congratulations. Please be seated. I now hand you back to Dean McPherson.
We will now confer degrees on the graduands of the School of Graduate Studies. Will the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Master of Education, Master of Business Administration in Multi-Sector Health Management and International Business, Master of Public Health, and Master of Science, please stand. Chancellor Modica, these candidates have completed all requirements as set by their faculty, and their faculty have certified them as being eligible for the award of Doctor of Philosophy, Master of Education, Master of Business Administration, Master of Public Health, or Master of Science. It is my pleasure to present them to you for conferral of their degrees.
I think you know this routine. I did it once before. And by the way, I just wanted to say that it's such a great honor. Whew. I, Charles Modica, before I begin, I wanted to also say that the honor is that I get to shake your hands, each one. We got a few more, so I better get on with it. It is with the greatest admiration and utmost respect that I, Charles Modica, Chancellor of St. George's University, by virtue of the authority vested in me pursuant to the Grenada Act of Parliament of 1976, as amended, do hereby confer upon the members of this graduating class the degrees of Doctor of Philosophy, Master of Education, Master of Business Administration, Master of Public Health, or Master of Public Science, or Master of Science, I'm sorry. See, I screwed it up. Upon the members of this graduating class, congratulations.
And with those few humble words, graduates, please be seated. I now invite only the 12th ever recipient of the PhD in the university's history to the stage. Dr. Camille Commencement. Please process to the stage where you'll be hooded by the chair of your supervisory committee, Professor Emerita Dr. Rhonda Pickney, and then process on to the Chancellor, who will present you with your diploma.
Make sure that I do this right. All right, how many times have I done this?
A few hundred.
Where's your button?
That's all right.
There's no button.
Come and join in.
Come, go by that.
Camille.
Congratulations, Doctor.
And so to the 13th recipient of the PhD, I now invite Dr. Carla Farmer-Diaz to the stage. She will be hooded by the chair of her supervisory committee, Dr. Maria Ramos-Nino, who is a professor of microbiology in the Department of Microbiology, Immunology, and Pharmacology in the School of Medicine. And then she'll process across the stage with the chair of her supervisory committee to receive her diploma. I now invite the graduates of the Master of Education to the stage. Please hand your name card to Dr. Dion Forrester. Once your name is called, process to the stage where you'll be hooded by Dr. Caroline Henry Packer, who is the director of the MEd degree program, and then process on to the Chancellor to receive your diplomas.
Candice Benjamin. Ariel Primus.
Well done.
Jillian Bowen. Alicia Belmar. Micah Balwa Ramcharan. Anil Philip. Marsha Philip. Ewell Roberts Johnson. Marvin Phillip.
I now invite the graduates with the MBA in Multi-Sector Health Management or International Business to the stage. Please hand your name card to Ms. Rachel Ross, Assistant Professor in the Department of Business and Management Studies. Process on to the stage to be hooded by Dr. Curlin Gilchrist, the Director of Graduate Programs, and then process on to the Chancellor to receive your diploma.
Tessa M.D. Charles, International Business. Charmaine Beggs, International Business.
Congratulations.
Mary Telesford, International Business. Michaela Noel, International Business. Talia Rogers, International Business. Stefan St. John, International Business.
Congratulations.
Emmeline St. Paul, International Business. Nikisha Pace, International Business. Paula Kathy Paul Nichols, International Business. Selena Joseph, International Business.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Neasha James Williams, International Business. Delicia Richardson, International Business. Damian Dabo, International Business. Marvin Salfarli, International Business. Onika Melville Holas, International Business.
Congratulations.
Alicia Felix, International Business. Jenny Thomas, International Business.
Congratulations.
Nikisha Thomas, International Business. Melinda Francis, International Business. Deslin Douglas, International Business. Joseph Charles, International Business.
I now invite the graduates of the Masters of Public Health to the stage. Please hand your name card to Miss Lizelle Pierre-Romain, an instructor in the Department of Public Health and Preventive Medicine, and then process to the stage to be hooded by Dr. Lauren Orlando, Assistant Professor in the Department of Public Health and Preventive Medicine. Some of the MPH graduates here today have also been inducted into the Delta Omega Gamma Kappa chapter of the Delta Omega Honor Society. The Delta Omega Honor Society is the oldest public health society in the world, being established 101 years ago at the School of Public Health at Johns Hopkins University. And if you have been inducted, after you have received your hood from Dr. Orlando, you will also receive a stole from Dr. Satish Badesi, who is the president of our Gamma Kappa chapter of the Delta Omega Honor Society. You will receive your certificate by email, but then process across to the stage to receive your diploma, MPH diploma, from the Chancellor.
Catherine Morton. Teresha Walcott-Pear. My sister, Dr. Simone Pear. Christian von Tippelskirch. Alicia Clark. Paulette Mitchell. Kadeen Smith. Marissa Batiste. Celicia Fedrick. Daniel Guy. Ashley Batiste. Dr. Naomi Winchester. Nydia Honore. Okay.
I now invite our graduates with the Master of Science degree to the stage. Please hand your name card to Dr. Satish Badesi, the Associate Dean of Graduate Studies, and he will also announce the member of your supervisory committee who will be hooding you today, and then process on to the Chancellor and present you with your diploma.
Erica Hazelan Batiste, Master of Science, to be hooded by Dr. Kamashi Kumar, Professor, School of Veterinary Medicine.
Congratulations. It's been a long journey.
Makita Matthew Bernard, Master of Science, to be hooded by Dr. Maria Ramos Nino, Professor, School of Medicine.
That concludes the graduates of the School of Graduate Studies. Let's give them another round of applause. We will now confer degrees on the graduands of the Schools of Medicine and Veterinary Medicine. Each year, in June in New York, the commencement ceremony for the MD and DVM graduates are held. Recognizing that a number of our regional grads would prefer to participate in this ceremony, this was agreed to about a decade ago. And it is now my great pleasure to invite to the podium the Associate Dean of Clinical Studies in the School of Medicine, Dr. Doland Noel.
Thank you. We will now confer the degrees for the graduates from the School of Medicine. Will the candidates for the Doctor of Medicine please stand? Chancellor Modica, these candidates have all completed the requirements as directed by the faculty, and the faculty has certified them as being eligible for the degree of Doctor of Medicine. It is my pleasure to present them to you for the conferral of the degrees.
It is with the greatest admiration and utmost respect that I, Charles Modica, Chancellor of St. George's University, by virtue of the authority vested in me pursuant to the Grenada Act of Parliament of 1976 as amended, upon recommendation of the faculty and deans of the School of Medicine, do hereby confer upon this graduating class the degree of Doctor of Medicine. Congratulations.
Thank you, Chancellor Modica. I now invite the graduates for the MD program to the stage to receive their diploma from Chancellor Modica. As your name is called by Dr. Mark Clunes, the Senior Associate Dean of Basic Science in the School of Medicine, please process to the stage where you will be hooted by myself, and then you will process to the Chancellor, who will present you with your certificate, your diploma.
Dr. Simone Francis. Dr. Shadina Lowe. Dr. Nathan Johnson. Dr. Callista Caliste. Dr. Chanel Mark. Dr. Charisse Blanche. Dr. Celicia Williams. Dr. Candice Penny. Dr. Maurice Smith.
Congratulations, Doctor.
Graduates of the Doctor of Medicine degree, please stand to recite the School of Medicine academic oath. The oath is located at the back of your program. I also invite any other physicians in the audience to please stand and join us as we recite the School of Medicine academic oath. The last page of your program. I do solemnly vow to that which I value and hold most dear, that I will honor the profession of medicine, be just and generous to its members, and help sustain them in their service to humanity. That just as I have learned from those who preceded me, so will I instruct those who follow me in the science and the art of medicine. That I will recognize the limits of my knowledge and pursue lifelong learning to better care for the sick and to prevent illness. That I will seek the counsel of others when they are more expert, so as to fulfill my obligations to those who are entrusted to my care. That I will not withdraw from my patients in the time of need. That I would lead my life and practice my art with integrity and honor, using my power wisely. That whatsoever I shall see or hear of the lives of my patient that is not fitting to be spoken, I will keep in confidence. That in whatever house I shall enter, it shall be for the good of the sick. That I will maintain this sacred trust, holding myself far aloof from wrong, from corrupting, from the tempting of others to vice. That above all else, I will serve the highest interests of my patients through the practice of my science and my art. That I will be an advocate for my patients in need and strive for justice in the care of the sick. I now turn to my calling, promising to preserve its finest traditions with the reward of a long experience in the joy of healing. I make this vow freely and upon my honor. Thank you. MD graduates, you can now sit. We will now confer the degrees on the graduates of the School of Veterinary Medicine. It is now my pleasure to invite Dr. Ray Kaplan, Senior Associate Dean for the School of Veterinary Medicine, to the podium. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Noel. We will now confer degrees on the graduates from the School of Veterinary Medicine. Will the DVM graduates please stand? Chancellor Modica, these candidates have completed all requirements as directed by their faculty, and the faculty has certified them as eligible for the award of the degree of Doctor of Veterinary Medicine. It is my pleasure to present them to you for the conferral of their degrees.
Thank you. I make a note that this is the last degree I'm granting. Not the least important. I, Charles Modica, Chancellor of St. George's University, by virtue of the authority vested in me, pursuant to the Grenada Act of Parliament of 1976 as amended, upon recommendation of the faculty and deans of the School of Veterinary Medicine, do hereby confer upon the two graduates of the School of Veterinary Medicine the degree of Doctor of Veterinary Medicine. Congratulations.
Thank you, Chancellor Modica, and congratulations. I now invite our DVM graduates to the stage. Please hand your name card to Dr. Sadish Badesi, Interim Chair for the Department of Large Animal Medicine and Surgery. After your name has been called, please process on the stage where you'll be hooded by Dr. Wayne Sylvester, Director of the Small Animal Clinic, and by Dr. Brendan LaGrenade, Associate Provost. After being hooded, please process to the Chancellor, who will present you with your diploma.
Dr. Ashika Augustine, Doctor of Veterinary Medicine. Dr. Brittany Thomas, Doctor of Veterinary Medicine.
Graduates, please remain standing to recite the veterinary academic oath. And I also invite any veterinarians in the audience who are veterinarians to join in. A little correction, though, the oath that's in the program is not the correct oath. That was for the entering as the white coat ceremony. So the first paragraph is the same, except the second word will be a little different. Accepted instead of admitted. And then, so read that first paragraph, and then I'll read it, and you can repeat after me. Okay. So, being admitted to the profession of veterinary medicine, I solemnly swear to use my scientific knowledge and skills for the benefit of society through the protection of animal health and welfare, the prevention and relief of animal suffering, the conservation of animal resources, the promotion of public health, and the advancement of medical knowledge. Okay, now, I will practice my profession conscientiously, with dignity, and in keeping with the principles of veterinary medical ethics. I accept as a lifelong obligation the continual improvement of my professional knowledge and competence. Congratulations. I now return you to Dean Eugene.
Thank you. Would everyone now please stand for the closing benediction, which will be given by Reverend James.
As we close this ceremony, let us just pause to remember those who may have been on this journey with you as graduates, and they are no longer here with us. Those professors and lecturers and assistants who may have been on this journey with you and they're no longer here with us. Amen. And so, God, as we leave this place today, we go with the understanding that greatness lies with us. So as graduates, receive the blessings of God. Go with his wisdom, go with his grace, go with the power to change lives, to transform Grenada, the Caribbean, and the global market, the global space. Go in the name of the Lord. May the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you. May his face shine all over you and grant you peace, now and forever. Amen and amen. Yes.
Thank you, Reverend James. Please be seated. Thank you all for being such a wonderful audience. Let us join in tribute with a rousing round of applause for today's promising young men and women. This commencement ceremony was put together by the graduation committee, which comprises of many staff and faculty, and I take this opportunity of congratulating them on getting us all to the right place, at the right time, on the right day, and for such a wonderful ceremony. Let's give them a round of applause for their hard work in making this commencement ceremony memorable. Please remain seated while the Grand Marshal, dignitaries, Chancellor Mordecai, the Dias Party, and faculty lead the recessional to the reception, which will be held at Belford Hall. I cordially extend an invitation to all of you in the Charter Hall to join us in celebrating this occasion, and we hope to see you at the reception in Belford Hall. It's an invitation extended to everyone. You are all welcome to attend the reception to celebrate this momentous occasion. So I will say good luck, Godspeed, and thank you.